All right, and here we go. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another around 30 minutes. And this is where you get to know somebody out in the fandom and everything. Just get a little personal with them, not too personal, but you get to meet some of these people that you would never ever meet hardly. So I have a very special guest today, and I was lucky to be on his show last week. And I asked him if he wanted to come on mine, and he said, "Heck yeah, let's do this." So I got Mr. Brother Kyle with me today. How are you doing, fella?
I'm great. I'm getting a little flustered over here. You call me yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So first question I gotta ask you is, how'd you get the nickname Brother Kyle?
So, my sister gave it to me.
Okay,
Kind of not very creative.
no, that's cool.
It's how we hang out in like a small town, and
Okay.
it's a real like one of those like Cheers kind of situations where the same street we live on was the neighborhood bar. So we go in, and she would always introduce me to people as Brother Kyle.
Oh,
And
okay.
then it just kind of stuck, man. So like it would be like that kind of situation where I go in the bar and everybody would see me come in, hey, Brother Kyle, and then people just started calling me BK. But Brother
Nice.
Kyle stuck, man. So
Awesome.
changed my.
That's a good nickname, man. Very good name. It flows. It's one of those nicknames that just flows.
I had somebody accuse me of cultural misappropriation one time because of it.
Oh, really? Well, they're assholes, so who cares? Anyways, okay, awesome. Well, my first question I always usually ask is, what do you collect?
I collect Transformers mostly, but I've recently been pivoting a little bit to Marvel Legends and SH Figuarts Marvel's the MCU
Yeah,
character. But still got the Transformers are still the priority.
number one. Cool. Yeah, I can see all the Marvel Legends behind you. So yeah, it looks like you've started a little collection
They
on
make
there,
great decorations.
don't they? Great wallpaper. Awesome wallpaper. Awesome. That's cool. So, why is it that you collect? Have you always, like as a kid, collected? Has it, just went on further with your teenage years and your adult? Did you ever take a break or anything, or is it you just collect because you just like it and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I did. I only got into collecting maybe about like 6, 7 years ago or so.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I mean, as a kid, of course, like I had tons of Transformers. My grandpa used to buy them for me all the time, and every time he'd see me, he'd have a new Transformer for me.
Hmm.
So that's where I started my love of Transformers, and then I kept collecting up until like around like middle school, where I was kind of on that tail end of still wanting to like buy toys and stuff, and everybody else is like, I don't know, man, like we don't have time for that. So I
Hmm.
kind of like fell out of it and started doing like the teenager kid stuff,
Hmm.
getting in trouble and whatnot, running around. But yeah, I was like in my mid-20s, man, and it had just been. I had like picked up some random things every now and then. I'd see like I'll see something cool, maybe like a Starstream or something, and I picked up that like old Universe one that I had laying around,
Hmm.
and I was. Well, I didn't have a Toys R Us in my town, so I was in a different town waiting for a buddy to get off work, and I was just hanging around town, and I noticed there was a Toys R Us, and I went into the Toys R Us. I was like, fuck it, man, I'll just go check out what they have. It's been a while. So as I was going in there, I'm looking at the Transformers aisle, and I'm like, oh my god, these things are like really cool looking. Like this is a Generation line, is what it was. So I ended up picking up Generations Cup
Okay.
as Sergeant Cup.
Hmm.
And that was the first one that I ever picked up in my new collection. And then from there, I just started getting curious, and I had a ball. Just my favorite thing is just transforming them. I would just sit there and just like, oh man, this is real like a lot different than when I was a kid, man. And
Yeah.
a lot more complicated and more fun. And
Exactly.
from there, I started searching Amazon and eBay, and I ended up buying some random things. A
Yeah.
Rodimus Cyclonus Deluxe 2-pack. I bought that online and a couple other things, and it just teetered off of there.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, and exactly what happened. I walked in. I collected as a kid. And then teenage years. When wanting girls. And all this stuff and everything. And then I'm walking through Walmart and I see the new RID stuff around 2000, and I was like, oh man, I remember that stuff. And all that stuff. I started picking up stuff, and what does it, man. What does it?
Yeah, that was around the time when Transformers Prime was like in the
Oh yeah.
and
Hmm.
then I saw that was on, and that was on Netflix, and I was like, oh shit, I see these toys there. Let me start checking out this cartoon. And that's a really good cartoon.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
So that
One of
that
the best.
that really brought me back into it.
Nice. Yeah, one of the better lines, especially toy lines and as far as fiction and everything.
Oh
It's really
yeah, a
good.
couple of my favorite Transformers are from that line.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So, who is your favorite character, and why is he or she your favorite character?
Starscream is my favorite.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
I think you might have already known that.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
He just, I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I always thought he was just the coolest looking. I got a thing for jets. So any kind of seekers, any kind of like Cybertronian jet, anything, man, they always look cool.
Yeah.
Been in all modes. So, and he was just the coolest looking. I liked I thought he had a funny voice.
Yeah.
I just liked the fact that he was always just like plotting and scheming.
Yeah.
And he was just he was just the most interesting character to me.
Yeah. It wasn't really. It's not really a good character to look up to per se. But I was when I was talking with Jed when I had him on. He's like, I never really thought about it, but yeah, he's like the voice is always. It's Starscream. If you'd hear something in the background and you heard that Starscream voice, you automatically knew who it was. I mean, he just had that distinct voice.
High pitched, like whiny.
Exactly. It was awesome.
God.
Exactly. And I think about like because I like you, I love jets. I love jets as a kid. I always put out my arms and everything and fly around like I was a little jet. And just and then when he mentioned the voice, I'm just like, man, yeah, that is another good reason why to like. I mean, you hear that voice and it's Starscream. It's awesome. All right. So what? So you are on a show called Back and Forth.
Yes, sir.
And I was on there. It was an awesome, great time. I hope to be on there another time if somebody will invite me. Just saying. How did that get started? And how did you get with Jed and Tyler and all that stuff? How did y'all get associated with?
So I knew Tyler through the Blackout and Shout guys,
Mhm.
and I met them because I noticed they were in the THC group, which is the Hardcore Collectors, which is the main group that I'm in.
Mhm.
I had noticed that there was this podcast, Transformers podcast, Blackout and Shout, and I started talking to them, and they found out that I was an Eagles fan, and he goes, "Yeah, we live over in this town." I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like the next town over. So I was on their show, and then of course they started talking to Jed, and then Tyler is in that some group chat that we're all in, and I
Mhm.
started talking to him, and they split off. They started it themselves, Tyler and Jed at first, and they asked me to be a guest after like 3 or 4 episodes because I really liked the idea of it. If you don't remember, the idea was basically like there are two different generations.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
give each other music and movies to listen to and watch every week and get their
Mhm.
opinions on it. And I happen to fall right in the middle of their two generations.
Okay.
So now we have 3 generations, and then they asked me if I wanted to be on it permanently, and of course, I jumped at the chance.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's a
all
great, and like I said, it's a great concept. I think really it is, man. I had a wonderful time. Just, it's something different. I'm always talking about Transformers and stuff, but to actually, talk about movies and stuff that you didn't grow up with, or Jen didn't grow up with, or I didn't, or Tyler or whatever. So it's a big gap, and you actually, you learn, and you can learn to appreciate, or if you don't like it, that's fine. You can disagree, but you actually, you're exposed to new stuff and everything. So I think it's really cool. It's a great concept.
right.
That's awesome. And yeah, y'all do it like y'all bi-weekly. Y'all do it every 2 weeks and everything.
Yes, so Blackout and Shout does every 2 weeks, and then Back and Forth is the week every 2 weeks, but it's alternating, so there's always a show every week.
Okay, cool, very cool. All right. So you are, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. When you are not working and all that wonderful stuff and collecting, how do you like to relax?
I like to relax by just hanging out. Um, Man, I like to play some video games every now and then. I really
Okay.
like to try and keep up on a lot of the shows that I watch, and I like to talk to my friends about all those shows. We all share similar interests, so I actually spend a lot of time talking about things that you know how it is when you get with your friends and you just start talking about
Oh yeah.
you see this and I saw this and
Yeah.
caught up on that, and
Exactly.
that's always a nice time killer. I work long days, so I don't get home till late, so I don't really have a lot of things to do. You know, most people are sleeping.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, I mean, so are you second or third shift? I guess you'll be second shift, I guess.
I do a long shift, so it's like a
Okay.
10, like a
Okay.
12 hour shift every day.
Okay. Nice. Very nice. I'm reading some of the stuff. I know you moved on this topic, but Christopher Collins is my favorite voice actor. I used to be a video on YouTube. Used to him doing comedy. Yeah, that's cool. SLB said the interview needs more Dick Bird, of course,
Oh yeah,
and Jed's on, of course.
oh,
Anyways, so let me ask you this: if you could have one last meal, and like I tell everybody, I always say this. I don't know why I say it all the time, but I don't want anything bad to happen to you. If you could have one last meal, what would that last meal be?
scallops.
Just scallops, really?
Yeah, it's my favorite food,
Okay.
hands down. Better than lobster to me.
Okay, I got you. Nobody's ever even,
I
I don't think anybody ever mentioned seafood on all the questions I've asked. I don't think anybody's ever mentioned the seafood item. Very nice. I like that. So, do you like cereal? And if you do like cereal, what's your favorite cereal?
Glad you asked this question. I was prepared for it. My favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay, good choice. Good choice. I'm more of a crunch berries, but I love Raisin Bran also.
I do. Actually do really enjoy like the boring cereals, like Raisin Bran and like shredded wheat. I actually really like those kind of cereals. But all time favorite is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's the best flavored milk too.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Black Hole asked, do you like it fried, grilled, or blackened? Your scallops.
Oh, scallops. You know what? I've never had a bad way to cook scallops.
Okay.
I really like them broiled and maybe some like lemon and butter. That's really like the best, I think.
Okay. Nice.
Like little pan seared, like real light.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's nice. Very nice. So, and also to go into that, if let's say, what's your favorite? I don't want to say your favorite movie, but what's a movie that you can just like if you're flipping through watching TV and all that stuff, and you see it. What's one of the movies that just has stuck with you, like you could never get tired of watching that movie?
Oh man, there's so many of them.
I know there's a lot.
Right now, currently, the movie that I've watched most over the past year or so is Infinity War.
Okay.
That's something that I have. You know, I could always just put on, like no matter what I'm doing in here in my area here, I could always just put that on in the background. So
Oh yeah.
Even just like stare, pay attention to them. Oh man, there's so many. Half Baked. That's a good
Yeah.
over and over again. I really like comedies a lot.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Nice. Are you looking forward to Endgame then? I guess.
Oh, absolutely! I can't wait.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. Did you go see Captain Marvel by any chance?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Did you go see Captain Marvel?
I did see it. Yeah.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to, and people have given it some fair criticism, and I can't agree with what they say, but for me, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, me and my wife, it was just fine. You know, it wasn't anything spectacular. Like I don't think it was anything groundbreaking or anything. Like I'm not. If I move on and I don't watch it again, I won't feel sad about it. I mean, I will buy it when it comes out. But if it just wasn't anything exciting for me, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't. You know, I'd put it if I had to list all the Marvel movies, it would be in the lower tier. But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. I mean,
to be amazing. All I needed it to do was bridge the gap from Infinity War to game and just introduce the character, which they did that at least. So
yeah, that's good. Yeah, and one more time for the last thing, if you could see one last concert, it'll be your last concert. What band or singer would that be?
Somebody that you know what, man? Is this somebody that I've already seen or just anybody?
Anybody. That'll be your last one that you could ever see a concert.
And you know what? It's a band I have seen a few times. If I could pick one last concert to see, it'd be a Slayer concert.
Oh, okay, nice. Good pick. I've never seen them, but I would. I like probably my favorite is Season of Abyss. Is my favorite.
Dude, that's That's absolutely my favorite
Oh,
Slayer.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Very
A lot
nice.
of people don't share that opinion, and it's
It's a good one.
the
It's a
most
good one.
but
It's kind of a little slow. It's not. I don't want to say it's slow paced, but
it's
yeah, no, it's not at all. I just like it. It's good. I love this. The Season Abyss song. I love that song and everything.
yeah.
And
I
it's
get
it's
what
a
you're saying.
good thing.
It's a little more like sludgy, like a little bit. It's not as like speed metalish as like Rain and Blood is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It kind of feels like I don't want to say they went mainstream, but I think that album is when people really started to notice Slayer. I think kind of. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to say they sold out because they didn't. They're not. They nothing like that at all. I just think that album really actually put them on the map a little bit.
Yeah, they put out some stuff right after that that wasn't like the best. Can't remember exactly. I know Diablo Musica was one of them.
Hmm.
They were kind of like, I thought they were kind of like dropping a little bit, and then they came back with God Hates Us All, which was a really good album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, actually, that a lot of people say Metallica sold out and all blah blah this, but I don't think Slayer ever did that. I just think that album was more people recognize that album than if somebody mentions Slayer, they usually mention that album sometimes. I guess I don't know, but that's just me. But anyways, all right. So moving on. Okay, if you had to stop collecting right now, would you be satisfied with your collection? And if you had to start over, would you change the way you collected?
Okay, no, I would not be happy with my collection if I had to stop right now. I I wouldn't be disappointed, but I wouldn't be satisfied that I was anywhere near complete.
Hmm.
And if I could start all over again, I absolutely would do it differently. And
Okay.
right now, I would love to have gotten into the game and just started collecting these third-party legends instead of the masterpieces. That's what I collect. I want a masterpiece collection.
Yeah.
So I've been weaning myself off of any other lines, and but man, it's these legends are masterpiece quality for
Hmm.
a quarter of the price,
Oh yeah.
and I mean,
They're
there's
fun.
so much more you could collect more because you have way more space and
Yeah. I mean, they're fun too. I mean, they're just little death spots. You can just sit there and just transform them back and forth, and you don't really have a issue of maybe breaking them or something like that. But they look like little mini masterpieces.
they are very good. I had a couple of DX9 Dinobots I ended up selling. They were really nice. I only sold them because I decided to stop collecting other lines. So
Yeah.
I had the Ghost Usurper Starscream, which is really nice.
Oh yeah. I have them right up here.
Yeah,
Right there. A
those are
little.
the only legends I would buy now is any more Starscream. So I'll probably try and grab the Iron Factory one of these days. And we'll
Man, it's hard to find, dude. I'm telling you, they're expensive. People on eBay want like a 130 for them, like
really.
$100 more than they cost.
The only thing I think I dislike about the legends a little bit is that none of the companies seem to have a general consensus on the scale.
Hmm.
That's a little disappointing, but I'm not that much of a scale Nazi, so
Yeah, me neither. Because
okay.
I collect all of them. Iron Factory, Magic Square, New Age, and all that stuff. They're all different kind of scale, everything's, and I don't care. I just collect it because I love Transformers. So,
Of
that's
course,
cool.
Magic Square seems to be one of the ones that's really been knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, exactly. If you want the G1 aesthetic, and then go with that. If you want the more stylized kind of IDW, Iron Factory definitely. But Iron Factory still puts out a wonderful. I think they're probably one of my top, definitely to my top three companies right now. They're really good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's see. Do you think you'll ever stop collecting?
No, definitely not. I mean, the only way it would be as if I just couldn't afford it. But even then, there's always things to buy. You can
Yeah.
scrounge the money for. That's what's great about a lot of the Marvel stuff I've been buying. This is not that expensive.
Mhm. Yeah. And and if you can always sell to survive and everything, and
Of
and all
course,
this stuff and everything. So
that's what
there's
I
always.
people that criticize me all the time. You have the people that you're still fucking buying toys, and it's like what are you spending your money on? Like what are your hobbies? Because
Yeah.
mine's just the same thing, and also a lot of mine retain value. So if I ever wanted to sell them, it's not like an investment, but
Yeah.
you can get your money back if you wanted to.
Well,
Most.
it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, anyways. I mean, if you're, as long as you're happy,
Oh,
like
for sure.
I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't, smoke or any of that thing. So, I'm a plastic crack addict, so, that's my thing, and that's none of anybody else's business. You're not paying my bills, so what's it matter what I buy?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, just be happy and collect. And there, you ain't got, there's so much negativity in this fandom already. It's like you don't really need to hear that stuff. But, anyways, all right. So, if you owned a third-party company, what would be your first release, and what scale would you put it in? That you know what we need that though.
Absolutely. Masterpiece. Dick. I guess it wouldn't be called. Actually, they couldn't call it Double Dealer, so Dick Bird might be a great. This I would make for sure. Yeah, he's one of the weirdest Transformers ever. And what I would be afraid of is if somebody did do this, that they wouldn't have the gimmick where you put the missile here.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. There's some weird Transformers that do some, questionable stuff, as far as all that stuff. So I think you could get away with it. I mean, I don't think you would promote it as that, because you wouldn't want to sell it. But I think it would be the option, to do that.
People in the
that would be fine. Yeah. So I think if you had the option, but just don't, that wouldn't be the front, on the box. That would not be your, selling point, I guess.
We can always have a Jed 3D print whip something, little clamp or something.
Exactly. Unless you just wanted Mike Kincaid to buy all that stuff, then he would definitely buy the Dick Bird stuff and everything. Because y'all are Eagles fans. Y'all stick together. Jeebus. So, got some of the questions. So, how do you display your collection? Or do you do detops, or do you do bookshelves, or how do you display your collections?
I don't have a lot of my stuff on display. I lack a display room. So I just a lot of my stuff I'll have a couple service areas. I have a dresser and a desk, and I'll fill them up with new things that I've gotten, and then once I've gotten more things, I'll take them down and replace them with and eventually I box everything up, and I open them here and there when I want to take pictures of something or whatever. But the plan eventually would be to have a detolf setting for my masterpieces, and then all the other random stuff I have, I could put them on shelves. I really like these Legends boxes. They real good wall decorators. So that my display room would be covered with that stuff.
Nice.
But I do like the look of the detolf with the lights in them that I've seen from everybody else.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, the different color lights and everything. That's cool. Nice. So, if someone gave you $1,000, would you be responsible and pay bills, or would you buy Transformers or Marvel Legends?
I would probably take a small part of it and buy myself one little thing, maybe like take $50 out of it and buy something. And the rest of it, I'll tell you right now, I just bought a brand new car 2 days ago.
Oh, really? Congrats, man.
Would go right into that. Take care of the couple months of payments.
Gotcha. Oh, congrats. What'd you get?
I got a Kia Soul.
Okay, those ones are nice. Me and my wife actually, when we went to Chicago with TFCon, we rented a car, and it was a Kia Soul, and we was pleasantly surprised. She has a Kia also, and she loves it. But yeah, the Soul is really nice, dude.
I like it a lot. It's the first time I've ever had a brand new car.
Okay.
And I guess it was easier to finance a brand new car than used one. I guess. Yeah. I don't know how life works, so I just do what they tell me.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
I'm happy with it.
That's awesome. That's all that matters, man. Congrats, man. So yeah, it's a good car. It was more space than I thought. When you look at it, it looks like a little cube, but there was a lot more space in it than I thought there would be.
So that was one of my concerns, is because I'm kind of a bigger dude, and it looks a little tiny. But once you get in, there's actually more room than the smaller SUV I had. As far as seat space, but
nice.
I've been
cool.
Been struggling with whether to get a Decepticon or Autobot emblem for it.
What color's the car?
It's like a green, like a pistachio kind of green.
Green.
I usually go Decepticon, but it looks a lot like
Pound.
Kids from Revenge of the Fallen.
Okay. Okay.
So kind of thinking Autobot might be the way to go.
Or you can put just both of them on there. Who cares? It doesn't matter.
True.
um,
True.
Alpha Prime asked, "Are we going to TFCon in Toronto?" No, I'm going to TFCon in DC though, in Reston, Virginia. Hopefully. I heard you might be going. Are you going to get to go?
I am planning on going. Yes, and I have been with Jed about helping me be my trip financial advisor.
That's cool.
What I need to prepare for.
Good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you got 6 months to go, so you got a little way to.
I've been to like regular Comic Cons, but I've never been to a TFCon before. So I'm just people were just telling me like, hey man, if you're gonna go, this is the one to go to because it's only a few hours away from you, and all the people that I know are going, and I really want to go just to like not even like buy things. I just want to meet all the people.
Yeah. That's what it's about now. Yeah, I mean, used to it was about toys with me and everything, but now with the TFCons and stuff, it's all about seeing everybody. Everybody that I've seen over the years, and to meet new people and everything. It's a wonderful time, man. I think you're gonna have a great time too, and I get to meet you, so that'll be awesome.
All right.
All right. So let me get the questions up. Sorry. What do you like, crunchy or soft cookies?
Crunchy.
Crunchy. Okay. Yeah, I do too. I think I would too. I pick. Yeah, the soft ones are just I don't know. It's just sometimes too gooey.
I feel like they're raw.
Exactly. Well, yeah, if you like raw cookie dough. So
yeah. Crunchy dipped in a little milk.
Exactly. Yes, yeah. I love some Oreos or milk. Man, come on now. That's the good stuff, man. So another question: what is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you? That has happened to you recently that you could recall?
Oh man, off the top of my head, I can only think of some things that happen at work. I work at a restaurant, so I get a chance to see some people at their.
Yeah.
I don't want to say dumbest because it's not really. It's a lot of like people. They're got kids yelling in the background. They're trying to order food for the night and they're distracted. So recently, somebody asked me if we had meat on our vegetarian pizza.
Okay. That makes no sense, but okay. Did you look? I'm like, no. If it was meat, it would not be called vegetarian pizza.
I had somebody call a few months back asking me. The first thing they said was, "Do you guys make pizza here?" And I couldn't help myself, so I had the phone and I said, "Hey, we got any pizza?" yeah, we got some.
Yeah, we got some in the back. Yeah, we're good. Dumbass. Come on now. All right. So so Transformers have been around for about 35 years, give or take, and everything. What would you like to see from Transformers moving forward to last another 35 years? Like, what would you like to see, like the movies, cartoons, toys? What would be your thing that would really keep you interested in Transformers for another 35?
The thing that I would like most is a good series, another good series like Prime or like something like that was well written, like Beast Wars.
Okay.
Something where I like movies. I'm not a big fan of the Transformers movies so far. So I would like to see them maybe do some cool movies. But I really like shows better because you could tell a story through longer arcs, and then way more opportunity for character development and world building.
Okay.
And really enjoy, a nice maybe 5-6 season, like a nice long running show that would be successful.
Yeah, because they usually only run like three seasons and they're done. And then it really kind of blows. And are you looking forward to the Netflix stuff that are coming in next year?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious. I actually heard that the most recent one, that Cyberverse, is actually a pretty decent cartoon. So I have to check.
I haven't watched it, but I'm really because I saw some stuff there for the new Netflix stuff, they're going to be like it's going to be 6 episodes for season one. Hopefully they'll do more seasons, but they're going to be 22 minutes long, not the little 10-minute ones they did on the Machinima crap. But they're going to be like 22 minutes. They're going to be a little darker. So I'm guessing they're going to go maybe the Prime route a little bit. Still for kids, but a little darker and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've always pushed for Transformers to be on Netflix. I think it's a really good thing. It'll broaden the I'm sorry, Transformer brain and all that stuff.
Sure. One of my favorite newer like cartoons that came out is the Netflix Voltron.
Yeah, and exactly.
They did such a great job with that. I would have loved to have seen that company take on Transformers, but that wasn't the thing. So, but if Netflix is if they're handling it, then yeah, hopefully they can produce something real well.
Oh yeah, exactly. Clumsy Combo. He said, "Here's a question out in left field. If Megatron disappeared, or Optimus or another Autobot finished him, who would you like to be the new Decepticon leader, Starscream or Shockwave?"
Oh man, I don't know if I could deal with Shockwave. He's maybe a little too he's that logical science guy. I don't think he has a lot of creativity. I think that Starscream would be the better leader.
I want to agree with you. I love Starscream. I think I've always wanted him to be leader, but I don't know if he would do a good job. I don't know if anybody would listen to him, and he would be so power hungry. I just don't think he would think straight. Like Galvatron in season 3, he went crazy. I think Starscream would do the same thing. I don't know if he would be a good leader though. I think I like him better because he tries so hard to be that leader, but he's not. He can never really reach that plateau, I think.
You think it's just an unobtainable goal that he's always reaching for, and then once he get it, it's like his reason for being isn't there.
Yeah. Oh man, do you think he would lose his character if he did become the leader of the Decepticons?
I think he would be much worse. I think he would go to his head real quick. Of course, I'm just biased because he's my favorite, but I think it would be interesting. Now, wasn't he the leader of the Transformers in a run for the IDW comics?
Man, I don't want to lie to you. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. I mean, he's been leader a little, spurts, and everything and all that stuff, but not very long. I don't know. He may have been. I think when Megatron became an Autobot, whatever, who was leading the Decepticons at that time. I mean, I don't know. I think Jed might know it, but if he reads the comics, I don't know whoever reads the comics.
It's something that I want to do is start from the beginning and read all those IDW comics because I've pieced together a little bit here and there from buying that Generation IDW line that came with the comic, each one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've never read the whole thing straight through except for the Last Stand of the Wreckers.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Jet said yep, so I guess he did. He was leader for a little bit, I guess.
We elected him for a little bit, and then he was deposed.
Well, wasn't he I want to say in that Machinima stuff, was he not the Decepticon leader? Maybe not. I don't know.
I think for a little bit that he had that enigma of combination.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know, offhand. Okay, he said joining you late. What do you think about the new, I guess, Hypertune route Takara's gone? Are you talking about Siege, I guess, or are you talking about the MP stuff?
If they're talking about the MP, and I kind of have a very similar take on it. I think it was Bobby Skullface that had this take where people are asking for, or they're doing these crazy tune accurate things, but since the show was so horribly animated and it was so unreal, that doesn't always mean they're going to end up looking good because it's going to take away from, I don't know if I was explaining that very well, but you can see it with the Bumblebee. They want so bad to have it look like the G1 from the front, mm-hmm. that once you get a different angle, it's all compromised because it was so hard to just get that. They had to mess everything else up, and to get that little bug the way it is. And I don't think that you should sacrifice engineering, I guess, for aesthetic. If that makes sense.
I think they're sacrificing the sculpt for engine, for articulation, because he's going to be really articulated. Bumblebee is and everything, so I think they're sacrificing that for him to be articulated a little bit.
Yeah.
That, um, and he said, yeah, Jed said that he was Starscream was a savior slash chosen one in IDW at the end. So
Oh,
good
great.
for him. He's going places. I really like that. So does anybody? I only have one more question. Does anybody else have a question for Brother Kyle? This wonderful man. It takes a little while because they're kind of a lag, but hopefully somebody got some questions or anything. So, where? Let me ask you this question: where do you see back and forth in 5 years?
Who knows, man? My life can be a little chaotic every now and then, so I don't even know where I'm going to be in a year. Yeah, I wouldn't even want to say, because I can change jobs, I can move out,
Yeah,
um, stuff. I usually I usually change scenes every, not with like Transformers and stuff, but like I'm
yeah,
usually always moving around. And but as far as the show, I mean, I love podcasting, so I'd like to at least be doing it in some form.
hmm,
I mean, I'm not looking to make it big in it. It's just fun to me. I really like listening to lots of podcasts as much as I can, and I really like the fact that I'm on one. It's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I mean, it's just like sitting around with if with friends and everything, just shooting the crap or shooting the shit, whatever, and just having a good time and talking about stuff that you're interested in, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
So, Jed asked, "What's your favorite Marvel Legends figure?"
Man. Oh, maybe this guy right here. Maybe this wouldn't count because it's a Build-A-Figure, but it's still
Okay,
from his line. This Cole Obsidian Build-A-Figure,
okay,
one of my favorites.
nice.
I got a whole bunch just lying around. I also really like this Wolverine.
Okay, yeah, that's the new. Is that the new X-Men line that came
Yeah,
out?
Apocalypse Wave.
Yeah, gotcha. I was a big for about a year or two ago. I was I started with the Toy Biz stuff. I had tons of those. I sold those, and then I went back and started doing Marvel Legends. I got like over 100 Marvel Legends, and I'm just like, I ain't got no room for this stuff, and I'm just not as interested as I used to be. So I sold all my other ones too. So I used to love Marvel Legends. Are you a Marvel or DC guy?
Oh, it's Marvel. I'm not a big DC fan. I do enjoy the DC CW TV shows like Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl. I like them, but overall, I'm not the hugest DC guy. Batman's dope. He's always cool.
Yeah, everybody likes Batman. um, so SLB Vlog, thank you for coming in. He said, "What comic book story arc would you like to see as Marvel Legends, and who would be the Build-A-Figure?"
Okay, off the top of my head, Age of Apocalypse.
Okay.
I don't know who I would off the top shit who the Build-A-Figure could be, but man, I would really like to see Age of Ultron Sabretooth, maybe Dark Beast could be the Build-A-Figure.
Okay.
Uh,
Nice.
the Weapon X Wolverine, the Cyclops from there was really cool looking. Everything that whole arc was really really good.
Yeah.
They could, they could. I mean, Apocalypse still kind of looked like Apocalypse, so they wouldn't even really have to do him.
Yeah.
The
That's true.
Magneto.
There's always a Magneto and there's always a Wolverine somewhere in all these little X-Men things. Oh well. Anyways, all right. Well, I'm out of questions, dude. So I really appreciate you coming on. I had a wonderful time, dude. Thank you so much for, like I said, for taking time out of your busy schedule. Where can everybody find you?
Everybody can find me in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. Uh,
Nice.
you can find me in the THC, the Hardcore Collectors.
Mhm.
I do a live stream. I don't have a schedule. I try to do it whenever I get a bunch of stuff in.
Yeah.
Maybe once a month or every few weeks. I call it the Dick Bird Nest. And I just like to live stream and I just show off what I've recently got over the past month or so, and then I always try to do a giveaway. And I actually have a couple things. I'm gonna do
Okay.
multiple prizes the next time I do one. It's probably gonna be in a few weeks, and I have a couple really cool things that I wanna give away.
Nice. Look at you. Good job. Also, I'm sorry. There's another question. Black hole. Do you see the Disney buyout having a large effect on the future of entertainment? The quote I read was Disney went from a behemoth to a colossus. So do you see that, or anything with that?
So, well, they haven't, I don't think, messed anything up so far. Some might argue about the Star Wars. I didn't mind it as much as other people did, but I can see why there was a problem. They've been killing it with the MCU stuff. The only problem is they keep buying everything, and when you have a monopoly on things, the product never seems to get better because you're not competing with anything. It's the same
That's
thing
true.
to wrestling. Is
Yeah.
that when
Oh yeah.
WWE bought everybody, they weren't competing with anybody, and the product quality went down, in my opinion, anyway.
Oh, it has. It has. I mean,
I don't mind them expanding. I just hope that there's always a competing factor.
yeah.
So some other network, I don't know. It's not, hasn't been DC. So Warner Brothers, I guess, is DC.
Yeah. That's a true point. You have to have competition because, like you said, if you don't have competition, then you just settle. You're just. But so yeah, that's a good point. Very good
You
point.
have no motivation. Everybody's buying the one thing that you're selling. Doesn't matter what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. SLB. Yeah. He said when WWE buying WCW and ECW, it just. I mean, I grew up. I grew up with wrestling all my life and everything as a kid. And the Attitude Era was one of my favorite eras. And that was good. When WCW and WWE were fighting each other, it was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It was fun, entertaining. And now it's just like it's kind of stale, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, what would Marvel be without DC competing against it?
Exactly. Exactly. Good call. All right. Well, thank you very much. Like I said, great honor to have you on here, and you are welcome back anytime. Like I said, I had a wonderful time last week and everything, and yeah. And I want to say thank you very much for everybody coming on and watching this. I really appreciate it. I love doing this stuff. It's just just a little time to get to know somebody out there in the collector world, and so everybody won't, everybody think everybody's an asshole. It's just like that. Good stuff. But hit that like button for me. It looks like somebody already hit 2 down thumbs, so I guess somebody don't like you or somebody don't like me. I don't know.
Honored.
It's probably me, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, thank y'all very much for coming in, and I guess I will see y'all in the next around 30 minutes. And as always, Hail Hasbro, and good night, folks. All right.